The industry is really trying to figure out its marketing mojo. The good news is that, if we were talking a year or two ago, I probably would have been much more pessimistic in terms of the industry's ability to catch up, and they've really played a fast learner. So utilities are much more sophisticated and savvy than they were a couple of years ago. They still have a ways to go, but they're really doing a great job.
But now that the digital transformation is in full swing and utilities are engaging it, we're excited about being a part of that.
So it's become an expectation that you have to meet kind of this certain standard, and certainly providing an enjoyable website, an enjoyable mobile experience, an enjoyable interaction over the phone, that whole customer journey piece of things, looking at it holistically, that does have a positive impact on customer satisfaction.
Well, one of the biggest things that people are looking for is the single view of the customer. So beginning to understand what do I actually need, and from what different data sources can I pull from to get that picture. We can personalize that experience based on what they're doing, or even into the CRM or some kind of an email platform so we can communicate with them better that way, even reflecting onto their billing.
You and I probably care about different things, so why should we have the same offers?
Right.
So you've got that regulatory issue you've got to deal with when you're thinking about how you actually create programs and market them. Then you've got the internal capabilities. Again, what we talked about before, the people, the processes, the systems, understanding what the data means, understanding, for example, from smart meter data that, hey, here's someone who has this opportunity for an energy efficiency program. And then understanding here's how they relate to energy. Maybe it's not saving money, right? Maybe it's I care about comfort. So they've got the need, they care about comfort, you now know how to send a targeted message. And so there are some utilities that are starting to do that really well. Southern California Edison is doing really well with that. Duke Energy is doing really well with that. And there are a lot that are still playing catch up.
Right. Marketing organizations have gotten to the point to where they don't want to rely on IT, not only to create the platform, but also to be able to manage content, manage the way that the analytics behind that. They want to be able to be responsive and quick and being able to personalize the experience.
And I can go put a phone in my online shopping cart, walk into a Verizon store, and they can pull up my shopping cart, go get that phone immediately.
Right.
I don't know of any utility that knows that I was just looking at their online outage map when I call and routes my call appropriately. That you're able to remember what your customer is doing and present relevant information as they cross channels.
Well, even more so than that, with utilities going out and creating an app or a mobile site that has what are the 5 things people are going to want to do on a phone when they come to a utility website. They're not going to need to do everything, but they're probably coming on, pay bill, look for an outage, maybe take advantage of a rebate while they're at Home Depot or Lowe's or someplace like that to actually pick up a new appliance, right?
The utilities that we see that are doing it right are being very intentional about their strategy. Rappahannock Electric Cooperative, and they're doing a video bill, which essentially goes out anytime a customer has a 10% higher bill. And a lot of the calls that come into call centers are, hey, my bill's higher this month. What's going on? They're pushing this out to customers, and it's customized for them. It says, your bill this month is X. Here's why. It was hotter this month. Helping people really break down, oh, okay, this is why my bill's higher, and avoiding some of those calls into the call center.
Power New Mexico did a great job when they were re-platforming their sites and their experience. They actually rewarded and challenged all their employees to contribute feedback into what works, what doesn't work. So they engaged their own employees, they engaged families of employees and friends, and they really got everyone into it so they could be honest, they could find out the truth. We don't want to limit ourselves to what we think we know in this room. We want to put it out there and get everyone to give us feedback about what do people really want and how do they want to do it.
If they look at all those customer journeys, they can identify those friction points, and they can use technology, they can use process to help eliminate those and make themselves easier to do business with.
We effectively take that information and we understand what are the processes and people and technology stacks that are involved in this today. Where are you trying to go? Why don't we take all these different areas, put them in line, and have them all going in the same direction so that they can be kind of cross-pollinating, if you will. And then you can get a platform that's very effective.
But it's the technology and really the legacy systems that aren't enabling them to get there.
And being able to come in and work with the Sitecore platforms and Microsoft platforms and whatever platforms they already have in place. We love being able to take all those data pieces, put them together, and be able to tell the story and make it sing.
We're seeing a lot of utilities taking a stepwise approach.
So it's that crawl, walk, run fly kind of mentality that the utilities are beginning to embrace.
It's not a huge data integration project. It's not as time-consuming or expensive, and you can actually get it done.
I think one of the key things to keep in mind that we're experiencing, and there's a big appetite right now amongst the utilities and enterprise as well, but utilities have been starting a lot longer, so we see the appetite as being pretty substantial. And that is to embrace this digital transformation. And the digital transformation itself requires paradigm shift, the way we think. Retooling is often the case, not always, but definitely a different perspective as to what kind of education you need, what kind of people you need, what kind of insights that you need to start capturing. The analytics, the data, everything is available.